Okay, so today I am going to debunk something. So I've spent a little bit of time with Tony Robbins over the last week. There's something that he says all the time. He always says, you gotta move. He does, he goes, you gotta move. And he does that in his seminars as well. I don't know if you've gone to his Date with Destiny or any of those type of seminars, but he speaks about this a lot. He's got very simple principles. I think he's probably one of the best on the planet, right? I call him the grandfather of knowledge because he's got over 100 companies. He's churning $7 billion worth of revenue annually. He's just fed over, I think it's 10 million people on the planet. Like, this guy's just a superstar, right? So I've got a lot of admiration for him. He keeps talking about biology, and I think this is what he means, right? He's talking about state. What state are you in? And the fastest way to alter your state is to change your biology. And I've experienced that this week. So I spent a bit of time with the sales team. Man, they sounded like accountants on the phone. Boring, low energy. It sounded like they were defeated. They didn't have a lot of confidence. I took away their chairs and I got them to stand, right? I did that on one morning, which was on Wednesday morning. We had to replace some of the hardware and stuff, but I noticed their whole attitude changed. Like, it was just crazy how that worked out. They seemed to have more energy. They made more calls. They sounded better on the phone. They sounded happy. They had a smile on their face, and they were joking around with each other because they were engaging with the guy sitting or the girl sitting next to them. When they were sitting down in their chair, that actually didn't happen. So I'm thinking, shit, I've just taken away everyone's chairs. No, I'm joking, I haven't. They still have their chairs, but what I'm going to do is get them those rising desks right, because the impact on that alone was incredible. So wind back to Tony. You gotta move. That's what he means, right? You gotta change your state by changing your biology. Now, what'll happen is they will become complacent to that. So they'll do that for, 14 days, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it may be, and then they'll start to decline again. So then you have to reinvigorate the human and the biology to create the energy and to change the state of mind. So that might be, are you going to the gym? For me, if I don't go to the gym, I feel flat, right? I'm in that place now where I have to go. And if I don't go, I feel like I'm cheating myself. So I go. I go 3 to 4 times every week. Every week I do a sauna, red light sauna. Every week I do a cold plunge. I do a hot plunge. I do a magnesium pool, right? I do that every single week because I want to be on top performance, right? So when Tony talks about biology, what he means is changing your state of mind. And the fastest way to do that is to move. Get up, stand up, walk around when you're talking to somebody, go to the gym, change your diet, go running. And what that does is, we're humans, right? We're all made of the same thing, right? So it creates flow inside the body and it creates energy, and that's what he's referring to. It's actually quite a simple principle. It can be complicated if you want to make it complicated, but it's actually not. Quite a simple principle. So, so I can go to the team and go, hey, I want you to stand today. I want you to make as many calls as you can, change their state of mind and help them. The other way you could do it is by doing it for them or with them. Hanging out with them, having a bit of a laugh, and engaging in humor. That's also biology, because what it does, it changes your biology when you're releasing endorphins and they're chasing dopamine all at the same time when they're laughing and joking around, right? With a customer or with yourself. So I've really learned and been observing that, and I think it's underestimated that your physical stature and how you stand. I think there was something that I said, Superman pose or Wonder Woman pose, right? Where people stand like this, creates energy. Someone wrote a white paper on it, I can't remember, but there were some solid clinical foundations on that when they did the surveys around like how I'm standing now as opposed to standing like this. People used to say, if you fold your arms, you're closed off. Well, that's bullshit. That's really old school. That's not the case at all, right? So if I stand like this, actually I'm thinking, right? If I stand like this, I'm probably trying to command attention, right? So there's all these different nuances inside biology and physiology for human beings in terms of creating and changing state of mind. By the way, your state of mind is critical. If you wake up in the morning and you're down, you're feeling a little bit depressed, you're not feeling that you have any energy, you're feeling a bit flat, and you can't overcome that quickly, you'll carry it through the day. And what happens is it normally gets worse and it compounds, right? It gets bigger. That monkey on your back turns into a gorilla by 4 o'clock. And all day you've been complaining to your clients, they can hear it, your tonality's off, your energy's off. No one wants to talk to you. You complain about everything that comes across your desk or your work site or whatever. And the day's done. So you have to hope you go to bed that evening and you wake up in a different mindset, right? Or character, or whatever you want to call it, right? So what I'm saying is you are in control. You are in control of your mindset, your character, how you want to communicate and operate, right? It is no one else's responsibility but your own. So buck up and take responsibility, right? Stop blaming everything around you, and it's on you. So remember that next time you're down, everything is simply a decision to make the right one.